Tape marker. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
This is Lex, back at it again for another review, and this time, spoiler review.
Spoiler review. Let's get right to it. Are you ready to get spoiled? Are you ready to bring on the filthy Lex?
Yep.
Let's bring it on, guys. Let's get right to it. This is our review, spoilers review, ladies and gentlemen, of Halloween Ends. This finally ends the saga of the Michael Myers and Laurie Strode comes to the spinning, chilling climax in the final installment of this trilogy. Let's get right to it. That's read it off of IMDb, guys. This new trilogy... This new trilogy started off with back in 2018, which we did enjoy. I know me and Lex will talk about it. Really 2018 was really good. And I said on our regular review that the Rob Zombie film was way better than this movie and last film when I think about it all over again. But yeah, let's get right to it, man. So we're going to talk about spoilers. So if you have not seen this movie or you just don't give a like I do, stay tuned, guys. Let's get right to it. Lex, let's talk about this opening scene here. We're going to go too much into depth, but we're going to talk about all the spoilers that happen here. Where we see a little bit different side, where we get this different idea here that I really did enjoy with Corey in this film. What'd you think of that beginning opening scene with Corey? We got a little bit of an insight, and it was that same year as well because Michael Myers was out and about.
It was the year after, actually.
Oh, the year after. Okay.
Yeah. So the first and second movie take place in 2018 when the movie came out.
That's right.
And then this was 2019.
2019.
So it was a year. It was a year. I think they even dialogue-wise they even mentioned like, oh, because of what happened last year, our kid has been scared, things like that. So yeah, like Ryan said, different take on an opening ending for Halloween. As you guys may know, the opening, I say opening ending, opening scene. The opening scenes are always there to set the tone, kind of show the threat of Michael Myers being out there, or things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And this time they really focused on this new character called Corey, which I thought maybe was just an opening scene. Character.
I really thought Michael was gonna come in and kill him. I really thought.
Yeah, I thought it was. So. Yeah. And that's kind of like what was setting the tone, right, for the rest of the movie. Is they're introducing Corey as this kid who had a terrible thing happen to him, which was he accidentally killed the kid that he was babysitting. So it kind of flipped on the script, right? Because the babysitting trope in the Halloween series is always about the babysitter potentially being the one in danger, but this kid was pranking him, doing all the stuff and saying shit like, "Oh, Michael Myers is gonna get you," and things like that. Which once again is foreshadowing for the plot line of the story. But it was different. It was different. I enjoyed parts of it, right? Like there was tension in this particular scene, and I talked about it in our other review where I feel like this was just the most tense because it was the most tense scene in the entire movie, in my opinion, and that was because we thought Michael was going to show up. And when he doesn't show up and it goes in a different direction, I think that once again was the first letdown of the movie, because looking back at it now, I know that opening was different because the rest of the movie was also going to be different and not in a positive way, in my opinion. So
that's how
I feel.
And let's bring out the facts here. Michael Myers really didn't come out to about an hour after, like
probably,
dude,
like halfway through the movie.
Even
then, once he shows up, he's still scarce here and there.
Honestly, it's like little bit. It's like little here and there, and I'm lost. I'm all like, and I know we talked about it off camera. And I'm just like, dude, this is an effing TV show, or what the hell am I watching?
Myers, if I counted, and I normally don't do this because my perception of time in movies isn't usually like sharp or anything. But if I was to count it, I bet you Michael Myers is in no more than 15 minutes in this movie.
Oh,
probably less.
Probably.
And out of those 15, like 8 minutes is one sequence.
It's the last of the film.
The rest of it is like, and to me that was like
shocking. It was shocking. I was shocked.
Movie. It's him and Laurie's story. How are you gonna shoehorn
the climax? It's the climax.
Yeah,
Like, and I'll be honest here. There's no effing climax. There is no effing climax. There's just no thrill. There's nothing. It's you literally, Jamie Lee Curtis, literally, they fight into a scene, which I thought was good. That was not bad. I enjoyed it for what it was, right? I'll admit it. I enjoyed it. It got gritty. I liked it. I liked how she took off his mask. I enjoyed that to the very end. The very end of this film. I enjoyed the fridge thing because that made sense. I enjoyed the when she stabs him in the hand, where she hits it with that, when she hits it and knocks the wood even further down into the knife and further down into the wood. I enjoyed that. Made sense to me.
It was raw, but there was no setup.
It's just there was just no
in
thrill.
The other movies they showed us how Laurie would prepare for that moment, and yes, here there's been 4 years of her not dealing.
Well, she said, and I get that because she said at the beginning of this film, which I'll be honest here, I didn't like Jamie Lee Curtis narrating. I really didn't. I don't know why. I just didn't like the voice she was doing. I just didn't like the whole tone of vibe that she was giving off. I don't know. It just wasn't syncing for me in the movie.
A lot that was,
and I felt like they were trying to do so much. Like, let's do the narrative. Let's change the narrative. Let's have Jamie Lee Curtis narrate now. And it was very confusing to me. I was like, where are they going with this? Is this Jamie Lee Curtis's story or is this Michael Myers' story? Because I was lost.
She was writing a book, so like they do that in movies,
and I get
right?
that, but they should have showed those scenes at the very end of the movie after she kills Michael Myers, because that would have made more sense to where, like, I'm gonna leave this for anyone, or I'm gonna write a book about it, because to know that they can never live in fear. And I understood that, because that was the point of her saying at the beginning of this film. She said, "I'm no longer living in fear," and I'm just like, I get that. But at the same time, though, it just, again, anticlimactic. It didn't even reach a climax for me. Even when they were both on scene, I was just like, okay, she's gonna be. Oh, it was very predictable.
And so, and like with this kid, right? Like they kind of set him up as Michael kind of passing on energy to him or something like that.
So I really thought when he was looking at it, or when Michael Myers was choking him, I really thought that he was like, "You're taking all my powers," and then, "Oh, I'm dying, I'm depleting, or I'm just, I'm really like going into the ground or whatever, I'm dying." And then he actually, I seriously thought his spirit or his soul was gonna go into the kid and be like, and not necessarily not be cheesy as F. Not say, "Oh, Michael Myers." No, just don't say a word. Put on the mask, and his wound, let it heal fast, and just be like, "Oh, he just transformed his spirit into another body."
Part of me thought they were going to do that. Honestly, that would have pissed me off more, I think.
Yeah.
So like, though I'm glad that they didn't do that, they almost did like the same version of it, but making less sense. At least, actually, let me rephrase, because it still would have pissed me off, because that would have been crap. But at least that would have made sense, if that makes sense. But at that point, they've been speaking about Michael Myers as an entity of evil and things like that. So maybe it could have that line. But for me, it's like possession, like that doesn't. But in this one, it was more of like, like they establish an emotional connection or whatnot.
Yeah.
And the eyes were in him. And narratively, there was a moment where they kind of were setting that up, as far as like, hey, in these past 4 years, like, people have been committing crimes, people have been doing acts of violence, they'd be killing themselves, all this stuff. And it's because of the terror and the influence of Michael Myers spreading.
Exactly.
So they set it up in a narrative way where, okay, I can kind of see it, like evil spreads, right? It's like an infection, and they did talk about those things, but just once again, like, they kind of took it a step too far with like what I really, really got pissed off of is by like the kid at one point wanted his mask, right? Because he wanted to personify him. He wanted people to respect him or whatnot. And so he takes this mask off of Michael Myers. He overpowered Michael Myers. He played arm wrestling with him and he beat him. And I understand that Michael Myers was weak, and they did kind of made it seem like
that didn't make any sense.
I know. They made it seem like him not killing made him weak, because the moment that he actually got to kill someone by this guy bringing someone in, okay, he regained his strength back. And then after regaining that strength back, this dude was able to overpower him and take his mask away.
Yeah.
That was so stupid. It was so stupid. And I thought, oh, okay, well, Michael Myers is gonna be like, oh, that doesn't fly with me, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill your ass. No, he didn't end up taking, because I thought that's what they were going to set up at one point. It's like, okay, this
Yeah.
kid's trying to be a show off, he's trying to be a knockoff, and that's going to piss Michael Myers off. So
Exactly.
at one point Michael Myers is going to come in, just fucking cut his head off, and then like take the mask back and be like, I'm the real one, right?
Yeah,
Like
I'm the real.
And you guys, as you're watching this review, once again, you should have already watched the movie if you're watching this. But if you're not, I know we're sounding crazy. This is what we were dealing with. Like we were dealing with craziness, and we're trying to fix it with more craziness. But I thought that they were going to do that, and when they ended up not doing that, it is just like, oh, Michael happened to be there, also looking for Laurie. Grabs the mask after the kid is dead. He killed himself. Like it
didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense. They literally nerfed Michael Myers after, on the last movie, giving him the biggest buff of all time, which was to like, pretty much let him take fucking shots to the head and still be okay. And then they nerf him like this. I know it was 4 years, but like, what? It's just, it makes my head hurt. Like, just all the decisions once again, they took a shit on the franchise.
Yeah. No, I get you there. They really did. They really messed it up for this time, and it just sucks because, again, we talked about in a regular review that this is the last film. This is really the last film we're gonna see, and it sucks. It really does. It's sick to my stomach because this is the last movie we're ever gonna see, as of right now, right? I mean, at least for a while. I hope. I mean, I just hope. Again, it comes down to the whole situation to where they really screwed this franchise. They really did, and I hate that. I hate how they screwed it up. I hate how they really messed it up for everybody in this franchise here. And yeah, it really took a turn for the worst here. It really did. But
unfortunately,
unfortunately, and it really messed up the whole concept and everything. So the whole formula didn't work for me. Nothing really worked for me whatsoever. I wanted to enjoy this movie. I'll be honest. I wanted to really like it, not love it. I did want to love it, right? But I went in low expectations. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with very low expectations because otherwise I'm just gonna be mad that the whole outcome. I'm gonna be so mad at the whole outcome of this film, and I'm glad I didn't go with high expectations. I still enjoyed it for what it was in a small, tiny bit of way, where I was cool to see Michael Myers back at the mask again. For the less than 15 minutes that we got. But this movie to be an hour and 51 minutes, why the hell was it this long? And we talk about it in our regular review. It's like they were trying to do so much. Let's add this. Let's add this. Let's add this. Let's go ahead and just, okay, well, you know what? Michael Myers is going to show up now. Oh, wait, no, his powers is not transferring now. It's like, it's just so confusing, and it just feels like there's no direction taken here in this movie. And I know you talked about it on the last review, or the regular review that we did, and you said they're just collecting a paycheck. And I feel like for this film, for once, I think everyone was here just to collect a paycheck.
Yep.
And it sucks. It really does. But yeah, what was your rating again, Lex?
I gave it a 4, but like between 4 and 3, and I'm leaning more towards 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3 as well. It sucks that I have to give it a 3. It really does. You act like we enjoy this. I do not enjoy this whatsoever. I wish this movie ended on a high note. I really do. Yeah. Especially because I grew up watching this. Of course, he's not my favorite horror person. My favorite horror person is Freddy Krueger. I really wish they would have ended good. And Freddy Krueger's not in a good state either with the last film. But I really wish they would have ended this on a high note. And it sucks because it's going to leave everyone with that bad taste in their mouth. Maybe Blumhouse may restart this franchise all over again and have a new Jamie Lee Curtis, have a new person play that character. That could be something a little bit different in the long run. But probably the next 40 years at least, depending how much this movie makes.
It would have to be a reboot as well.
Reboot. Oh, of course. Reboot. Definitely reboot. But yeah. Questions for you guys. What did you think of this? What was your comment on the spoilers review? What did you think? Ryan, Lex, you guys are crazy talking about this film. Maybe. You guys are just crazy son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. Crazy sons of guns. And you guys are just, you don't know what y'all talking about. Put on comments down below, guys. Question is for you. What did you think of this movie review, guys? What did you think of the spoilers review? Did it exceed your expectations? If it did, tell us why, because we love talking movies with you. Movies, all film, guys. Again, this is just our take of this movie. Movies are subjective. If you enjoyed the hell out of this movie, let us know. We're not gonna dog on you. We're gonna be like those other YouTubers that dog on everybody and be like, oh no, since you didn't like, no, we're not gonna do that. We love talking movies here in the Movie Talk Show, and we love. Hey, convince me. Prove me wrong. Then prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Henry Cavill's not the best Superman. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Can't wait next week. Sorry, can't wait. Prove me wrong. Black Adam's not gonna change your life. Prove me wrong. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, put comments down below. Once again, guys, thank you so much for making us a part of your day. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
Bye, everyone.
Catch y'all later.
Wake up, wake up.